Hi guys, if anyone's on, I'm just setting up this live stream at the moment. I am trying to make it a little bit better than last time. So I've got the iPad in front of me to see all of the chat. So hopefully that'll be easy for me. Hi J&D, hi Tracy. Okay, hi Jackie. So the aim of this today is that I have some amazing Happy Mail to show you. And Happy Mail is basically packages that my subscribers, that you guys have sent me, mostly from my Amazon wish list, out of the goodness of your own hearts, and I am absolutely overjoyed and so incredibly thankful when you guys do this. I don't expect it, I don't want, I want it, of course I want it, but I don't expect it, and I don't ask for it. So it's lovely that you guys do this sometimes. I think it's amazing. Hi Christy, hi Susan, hi Robin, hi Tigger. Okay, so the first package that I've received came in this beautiful gift bag thing. I think it's Amazon do this, you pay a little bit more and you get to send it in a gift bag. And this came from Penny Hill. It says, thank you for all your tutorials, especially Ivy and the Inky Butterfly colour alongs. I love how my compass turned out, from Penny. So inside was this incredible set of the Calero Finitech pearl colour paints, which were on my wish list. And this is amazing. This is an incredible gift. Thank you so much, because these are not cheap. So I was amazed when these came through the post, absolutely amazed. Now, as you can see, we've got the 6 sort of ocean colours, and we're going to try those out. We're going to test them out. Bye Melody, hi Debbie, hi Robin. Yeah, so thank you so much to Penny for sending these. Absolutely amazing, just incredible. Just thank you to anyone who sends anything. It's amazing. Okay, so we're going to swatch these out. I've got my swatch book here, and I've got a brush. So we've got all the colours labelled on this little insert that came with it. This is blue pearl, green pearl, blue silver, blue green, moss green and midnight blue. So we're going to test these out, see what they're like. I've got my aqua brush. Let's put a little bit of water on each of them so we can start to activate the paint. So this first one is the blue pearl. Can you zoom in? Oh yeah, you can. We did this last time, didn't we? So I'm zoomed in a little bit so you can see. So blue pearl. And again, with these paints, you do not need a lot of water. One little drip and it's probably too much that I've actually put on. So just trying to thicken it up a little bit. So I hope everyone's having a nice day so far. Let me know what you're doing, what you're up to. So here we're going to put the blue pearl down to see what this looks like. So this is a beautifully iridescent, very shiny, sort of what you'd imagine the inside of a seashell to look like. I'll bring it up to the light in a minute so you can have a look. So they're all different types of the Finetech or the Finitech paints. These ones are the pearl colours, so these do have that pearlescent shine to them rather than a glitter. So let's bring it up, see if we can see in the light. Lovely and iridescent, just gorgeous. I would really love to have the entire set of these paints because they're incredibly pigmented. I don't know about these pearl ones because obviously they're not like the usual standard glittery ones, so they might be a little bit more subtle, but usually the Finetech paints, they're very pigmented, very opaque as well. Windy and rainy in Scotland, oh dear. It's just really muggy here in Nottingham at the moment. It's been like this for a few weeks now. It's doing my head in. I'm having to sleep with the fan on every night because I can't have the windows open because of my hay fever, so that's a joy. So this is the green pearl. I'm just adding a few layers on so we can get the proper 100% opacity. Morning, Robin. So you are posting book reviews. What books are you reviewing today? Hi, Susan. Hi, Jilly. So let's try this blue silver. That sounds like a really, really nice colour. Blue silver. Oh, you're having a baby. How far along are you? Is it a girl or a boy? What are you going to call it? Tell me all the details. I love it. Okay, so blue silver. Oh wow, this is beautiful. This is a gorgeous colour. It sort of reminds me of storms. Stormy, very stormy blue grey colour. This would be nice if you had a background area that wasn't too large, that you could just add this onto and put some stars on there and stuff. Okay, let's try the blue green. This one looks pretty. It looks really sort of marine coloured. Oh right, okay, that sounds interesting, Robin. Hi Helia, hi Pam. Sorry if I've already said hi to you. It's really difficult for me to keep up with the chat, but now that I've got the iPad actually in front of me, it's a lot easier for me to read the comments, so hopefully this will go a bit better than last time. So this is the blue-green, and it definitely does have a green undertone, but the pearl seems to be blue, so that's interesting. I really like how unique these colours are actually. Hi Christy, yeah, this is the second live stream that I've done. The first one, I was sort of sniffling my way through it with my hay fever, and I fell off my chair, so it wasn't brilliant, but I hope I've got a bit of a better setup this time, and I'm getting a little bit more confident with being live. I'm so used to pre-recording things, it's really weird for me to be live, and sometimes I lose all my words, so I've got what I want to say in my head, but it just disappears. Right, so this is moss green. Hi MJ. Oh, it's a girl. Not long to go then. So whereabouts are you from? Are you in England? Are you in America? Is it really hot where you are? Are you struggling, being quite heavily pregnant with the heat? Because I can imagine now, if I was pregnant now, I would be really struggling with how muggy and humid it is over here. Hi Sammy. I really love this moss green colour. That is beautiful. I'm going to bring all these up to the screen in a minute so we can see them properly, because I know the light's a bit weird. I've got one of those strip lights that's attached to the underneath of my desk, so it shines directly down onto the page, and it can look a bit weird sometimes. Okay, so this last one is Midnight Blue. Some of these just need a little bit more mixing than others to get that opaque finish, because it does all depend on how much water you use, but some of them seem to be like a thicker consistency than others. Yeah, I've got an air purifier. I think that's what it is. It sucks in all the dust and blows out clean air, so I'm guessing that's what it is. And I slept with that on all night last night, so I'm hoping it doesn't take a lot of electric, otherwise I'm going to be screwed when the bill comes. But yeah, I've got that right next to my bed, literally where my head is, so I'm breathing in all of that clean air. But yesterday was really, really bad. I took a tablet, I had the nose spray, I had the eye drops, but I was still suffering really badly. And now today I just feel like really worn out, really knackered. It's really took it out of me. Yeah, I'm just waiting for them to dry so we can see what they look like, how different they look when they've not got this sort of wet shine on them. Hi Emily. Hi honey, greetings from Germany, hello. Hang on, how do we say hello in German? I know you can say hello, but how do you say, auf Wiedersehen, that's bye, isn't it? I'm trying to think back now to my German class at school. I know that you just say goodbye or say bye. Tschüss. Sorry, my throat's gone a bit weird. What paints are you using? I'm using the Pearl Colours Colero paints that were amazingly sent to me by Penny, one of my subscribers. Thank you so, so much, Penny. Sorry, just reading the comments. I'm hoping that I'll find it easier as I go along doing these live streams to actually keep up with the comments and do what I'm doing at the same time. I sort of have to do one thing at a time. Okay, hi Sing. Right, so these are drying now. Just bring them up to the camera so we can see what they look like. So as you can see, just these sort of last three are still really wet. So if we look at these first three, as Sammy said, they really do go quite opaque after they're dry. And they have this beautiful pearlescent, iridescent shimmer rather than a glitter. So absolutely gorgeous. And I do love the actual colours themselves. They really are beautiful ocean colours. We've got marine greens, then we've got like a deeper blue. We've got lighter, very, very pale greens as well, and pale blues. So absolutely beautiful. I might need to add these to maybe a Jasmine Beckett Griffith illustration. I think they would go really, really well. Maybe something out of the Mermaids book. Yeah, so I might actually try and do a page using these colours completely, just totally using these colours alone, or maybe just adding them as embellishments onto the page. Okay, so Sing, the colours are blue pearl, green pearl, blue silver, blue green, moss green and midnight blue. So this is the ocean colours set. It all comes as a set. Yeah, I can imagine they'd be amazing on black. Absolutely amazing. So you're in South Africa, Helia, sitting in front of your gas heater. Oh my gosh, so it's winter there. Yeah, the midnight blue is gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah, it's really hard doing both at the same time, Sammy. I don't know how you do it. You're amazing at it. Hi, Annette. Yeah, exactly, Jackie. But I can actually do the patting the head and rubbing the belly, actually. But do you know what I'm going to ask you all to do now? And you're going to find this hilarious. Do it right now. So put your leg out in front of you and make circles clockwise with your right foot. So just keep circling your right foot round clockwise, and then try and draw a 6, the number 6, with your right hand in the air, and you'll notice that your foot changes direction. I found this out the other day, and I was sat doing it for ages and ages because I'm a bit sad, trying to write this 6. It was hilarious. You can't do it. Your brain just, it changes. It's weird. So it's winter in Christchurch, New Zealand. Less than 19 hours of sun in, oh my goodness. So it's dark all the time when it's winter then, is it? Like almost all the time. Oh, Mavis, I know exactly how you feel. It is awful, isn't it? You can't really describe it to someone who's never had hay fever. It's just horrendous. You just want to chop your entire head off. It's awful. It does, doesn't it, Susan? It's hilarious. Okay, so we're still waiting for these to dry now. Probably put a bit too much water on. I just wanted to see how opaque we could get them. But to be honest, these are such good quality. They're really opaque anyway. It's so funny, isn't it? It's so funny. Right, okay, we're going to pop these away for a bit and move on to the next piece of Happy Mail, and we'll come back to these when they're dry and see what they look like. Okay, so the next thing that I received is this Spyro Glyphics book. Let me zoom out a bit. I got the first one, which is the Rock Heroes, the other week, and I did the Debbie Harry in that. So basically you just colour in the spiral, you just fill it in. There's nothing, you don't have to think about it, you're just filling it in with colour, and then eventually you'll get a face, or in this book, some sort of landmark. So in this first book, these are all the people that are included, and then in this book that I got, it's all about landmarks of the world. So yeah, seeing the Arabic gold is my absolute favourite colour. It's incredible. Are they therapeutic? The paints, Sammy, do you mean the paints? Hi, Rachel. Right, so this piece of Happy Mail is from Karina Winther, and it says, Dear Claire, thank you for all of your wonderful reviews on YouTube and Instagram. They are so very helpful. Happy colouring, Karina, which is colours_of_snow on Instagram. So once again, thank you so much to Karina and to everybody that sends me something. It's amazing, honestly. I never expect any of this. I put my wish list in my descriptions. I mainly do it so that you guys can see all the things that I would like to own, and I love looking at other people's wish lists as well, just to get ideas. So that's kind of what I do it for, but it is always brilliant and very unexpected and very appreciated to receive something from you guys. So Spiroglyphics, oh, the books, yeah, in a way I suppose they are, because they are therapeutic, because you're not actually having to do too much thinking about it. You basically just pick a colour. I mean, there's all different ways you can do it if you wanted to, but if you wanted to do it like the bog standard way, you just pick any colour, black if you want, and literally just go around filling in the gaps. So there's no sort of thought to be done. You don't have to pick colours, you don't have to do any blending or anything like that. But at the same time, there's all different ways you can do it. So I've just put this on top of the paints and ruined them. Oh well. There's all ways you can do it. Like you can do shapes on it in different colours. You can fill in just the spirals themselves, or you can fill in the in-betweens with a different colour to sort of offset colours. So yeah, exactly. It's not overthinking about it. It is a little bit, it does make your eyes go a bit weird, yeah. Sing, I have not used stickles, but I am desperate to get some, because I keep seeing Sammy and Reading with Pugs and a few other YouTubers using these stickles, and they look incredible. Like, I've got the Spectrum Noir, I don't know why I'm flipping through this, you can't tell what it is. I've got the Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, which I thought were really good. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it, what I've got for sort of glitter overlays. But comparing what your illustrations look like when you've added stickles to my Spectrum Noir pages, incredible. The stickles look amazing. They look really glittery, so I am desperate to get some. Actually, I've got to get some. Yeah, they're all different colours as well, aren't they? So I really want the sort of plain one that's just the glitter, just to like overlay. But yeah, there's all different colours you can get. Okay, so here are the different landmarks and places that are featured in this book. So we've got Paris, Athens, Sydney, Seattle, Agra, Berlin, London, San Francisco, Rome, New York, Istanbul, Barcelona, Hong Kong, Havana, Moscow, Osaka, Las Vegas, Dubai, Venice and Montreal. So there's loads and loads included, and I just find it amazing how he's actually done this, because there's no way on earth you can tell what that is from looking at it, but it's just all of a sudden turns into really quite detailed illustration when you're finished. So I'm going to go and start on Las Vegas just to show you what to do. I'm not going to do the whole thing because it'll take forever. But number 17 is Vegas, and they're all numbered. This is the one. So basically, let's see, what shall I use? Let's have a look in here. So Vegas colours, let's go for blue, red and yellow, I think. They're like the Vegas colours, aren't they? So we'll go for the blue, red and yellow. I'm not, like I say, I'm not going to do this all, but I'm just going to show you. Now there are two actual spirals. Alright, so diamond and crystal clear. In the UK, Paper Maze. Where's Paper Maze? Is that an actual shop or is it online? Yeah, you can use the stickles in your colouring books, apparently. They look incredible. Colour by numbers. I haven't actually done a lot of that since I was a kid, so but I think that would be really relaxing, because you just, I mean, especially for if you're having an anxiety attack or you're feeling a little bit het up, a little bit panicky, I always go to mandalas, because even though I don't normally like mandalas, when I'm in a panic attack, they really calm me down, because all I have to do is fill in space. I don't have to think about colours. I literally just grab any colour and fill in space, and that really calms me. So I can imagine paint by numbers or colour by numbers doing the same thing. Oh, it's online. I'll have a look at that then, Sammy. Are they quite cheap? How much do they cost? Right, okay, let's try this. So I'm going to take the red. Now there are 2 spirals included in every one. It's not just one big spiral. There's 2 spirals included. So one starts here and the other one starts here. So what you do is you choose one spiral to colour first, and I'm actually doing this in colour rather than in black like I did the last one, because I just want to test it out, just experiment really. So you literally just fill in the space and the gaps between the lines. $1.99, that's amazing. I thought they were going to be like really expensive. I'm definitely going to get some now. Yeah, so basically you just fill in the lines between the lines, and the gaps get bigger and smaller in different places, and that is what creates the detail in the illustration. So what I've decided to do on this one is I'm going to do this spiral in red, this spiral in blue, and then the middle bits between the spirals in yellow. But now that I've said that, I'm actually thinking I should be doing the yellow first, because yellow's going to pick up blue or red and sort of smudge, isn't it? So that's probably what I'll do. But anyway, so this is what you do. You just go through, the lines get thicker and thinner. It's quite forgiving, so don't worry about sort of going over or whatever. It's really quite forgiving. When the finished piece is done, the eye sort of just corrects it. So, and then on this one, this is where I'm going to be doing the blue. And basically you just go round and round. I do these when I did the last one when I was watching TV, so you don't really have to concentrate much on it. If you do go out the lines, like I say, it's not a problem, but because the pages are bright white, you can use your white gel pen to touch it up a little bit. So if there are spaces, if you want to do this perfectly and there are places where you've gone out of the line, just get a bit of white gel pen, touch it up. So I'm going to be doing blue on that, red on that, and then yellow in the middle. So obviously I'll post this to Instagram and everywhere when it's done. But I haven't done one with 3 colours before, so this is going to be interesting. I hope it still sort of works out. I hope it still looks good. So that is the Glyphics book. Thank you again so much to Karina for sending this. Amazing. What time is it? It is almost 11 AM where I am. Okay, so the next bit of Happy Mail is from Susan Howard. Lovely Susan Howard. She's always commenting on my stuff. She actually sent me these because she's got them herself and she wanted to know how to use them and what I thought about them. So this, first of all, is the Fantasy Adventure colouring book by Eric Messenger. And as you can tell, it's all about fantasy creatures, dragons, dwarves, elves and others. So this is actually a really nice format of book. As we open it up, it's got this glossy full colour pages inside, and we've got a little bit about Eric, we've got a bit of an introduction, we've got a digitally painted version of the cover art, and then we've got a colour wheel. So this is really handy. I mean, everybody that I know that colours usually has some sort of colour wheel to hand to reference when they're colouring, but this is actually in the book, so that's super handy that you don't have to get all your bits and bobs out. So you've got the colour wheel. We've then got a little bit about colour terminology at the top. So primary colours, secondary colours, complementary colours and analogous colours, which is really handy. Even if you know these things, it's handy just to have it there to remember, to remind yourself. And then there's a little bit about sort of colour pencil techniques, layering, things like that. Here we've got one of the illustrations and it's just telling you how he coloured it. Oh, sorry, not how he did it. It was his wife, Trisha Messenger, that coloured this. And then next up, we're talking about getting different colours, blending, and different sort of bits and bobs like the hair and the beard. We've got some more of the digital colourings that have been done. Absolutely amazing artwork. And then we have the images that feature inside the book, fully coloured, so that you can see what he envisioned them to be, and then there's a little bit about them as well. So we've got the phoenix, we've got the dwarven woodland warrior, goblin sprites. We've got the water dragon, the Finn, which, oh no, this is Finn and this is a jackalope. This is a griffin. We've got a rock dragon, another rock dragon. This is a war orc and a fairy. And the last one is the Pegasus, and then we move on to the actual illustrations. So in this book, really, really well made. Everything is perforated. It's all in a border, so it's really, really well made. It's as if they've sort of thought about everything that colourists want and they've included it. So we've got beautiful full colour glossy pages, and we've got the perforated illustrations. Now the paper is thicker than normal sort of create space or printer paper, so it's really, really nice to work on. On the back you've got some quotes sort of about adventure and fantasy and mythology, and you've got a little bit of room down here to write anything that you want to write, you know, a date that you finished it or any of your thoughts. And we've also got the title of the actual illustration itself. So here we've got a Cerberus, which is a three-headed wolf or three-headed dog, and this one would be really, really good. I can imagine doing all of this stonework, very 3D, very dark and grey, with maybe some light coming in through this tunnel. We've got the griffin here and one of the dragons. So not all of them are actually bordered, but they are all sort of centred on the page, so nothing's going off the page. Which of the Daria's songbooks? I would say the last one that she did, which I'm trying to think of the name of, the Night Voyage or the Mysterious Mansion. Mysterious Mansion's good because it's got some bits and bobs that you can actually play with, so it's got like chess game and things like that. But if you're not into that, I would say Night Voyage, because that's beautiful. They all are. Daria's amazing. So we've got fairies. Sammy, that's it. It's going in the Amazon cart. Okay, so now we've got, what's this? This is the Chimera. So this is a goat and a dragon and a snake and a lion all combined. Another dragon and some sort of warrior. Now another thing that you'll notice about this book, if I just move it up a little bit, is at the bottom of all these illustrations you've got a tiny thumbnail of the illustration coloured, so that you can quickly at a glance refer to the bottom of the page and see what colours he's used if you want to emulate that. You've also got swatches, so there's 5 colours that are the main tones from the actual illustration. So you could just go into your pencil set and compare and pull out very, very similar colours to what you've got at the swatches here. Now if you're worried about that sort of impacting on your finished page, if you want to display it or whatever, and you don't want all this stuff at the bottom, again, they are perforated, so there's a perforation right across here that you can just rip those off and they're not going to affect your finished piece. Now then, here's one that I've actually finished, and I did this with the Supracolor 30 set of limited edition pencils. That's these here. This isn't Happy Mail, but this is the new set that's been brought out. These are 30 brand new colours in the Supracolor range by Caran d'Ache, and that's what I used on this page because I just wanted to test them out. As you can see, I've copied the colours from the thumbnail and the colours along the swatch at the end. And watercolour pencils for me, they take a bit of getting used to. I never get as good a result as I envision in my mind, but I do probably just need a bit more practice with them, to be honest. But I was trying to get a sort of gradation on everything, a nice gradual tone to everything. But I'm pretty happy with the skin actually. It's not perfect, but to say that I was using watercolour pencils and I'm not adept with them whatsoever, I'm really quite happy with how the skin turned out. If I just bring it up to camera a little bit, you'll probably be able to more see the shadows and the highlights that I've been able to get on the face and around the arms and stuff. So yeah, this set of 30 has some really nice skin tones in it. There's a portrait pink, there's sort of medium flesh, a light flesh and a cream. So there's lots, and there's also a very light purple as well for your shadows. So really, really nice set. I will be reviewing that on a separate video. And then I finished it off with those Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, and I don't know whether you can see the sparkle on the wings under this light, but they are certainly nowhere near as sparkly as I've seen people using the Stickles. So I'm desperate to get some of those now. So moving on, again, brilliant paper. There's nothing on the other side. I didn't use anything to sort of protect the next page, so nothing bled through. We've got a little bit of bleed on this side, but it's fine. So again, the paper's really, really good. Oh, Sammy, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. You love it. Right, okay, so this is another one that I've done, and I actually used the Graphmaster alcohol pens that Susan sent with the book. So alcohol pens, again, love using them. I did have to put something underneath because it is a major bleeding material, as we all know. And I just use these to flat colour. So apart from the sun, I didn't do any blending on this whatsoever, and I just tried to copy the colours from the little thumbnail. It's not perfect, it's not anything special, but I did enjoy using the pens and, you know, trying to experiment with them a little bit, because obviously it's quite limited. This is a pastel set, so you haven't got many bright colours and you're limited to the blending that you can do. But I'll talk about those a bit more in a minute. Just carry on going through the book. We've got another fairy, we've got that little goblin, which is super, super cute. Yeah, I mean, the amount of things on my list, Sammy, it's ridiculous. And I just keep adding to it all the time. So we've got dragons, we've got these sort of warrior type people, we've got that jackalope. Not sure what that is. Oh, it's a cat dragon. Interesting. So we've got cat paws, but we've got a dragon face. This is a ledge dragon, so it looks like it's gripping onto a ledge. We've got an elf. So if you're into like Lord of the Rings, World of Warcraft, all those other kind of things, you'll absolutely love this book. This is cute. This is a flower fairy, but it's not a fairy in the traditional sense. So it's almost like a little goblin fairy or a little sprite. Jilly, don't be scared. Just do it. Just do it. I was sort of like a bit of a perfectionist when I first started really getting into colouring. If I did anything that I thought looked lesser than perfect, I'd chuck it away. But you know what? Now it's like with the it's like with that and with the alcohol marker that I just coloured completely without blending or anything. I've really come to appreciate just colouring for fun. You know what I mean? It started off as something that was like an anxiety tool, and it still is that. But now it just doesn't bother me whether I get things wrong or not. So this is Dragon Pride. This is the last one. With it being called Dragon Pride, it might be nice to do it in the Rainbow Pride colours. And then we get to the end where there are some fully coloured thumbnails of, again, some of the illustrations included. And it also tells you on this one what was used to colour the cover. So we've got Prismacolor markers, Winsor and Newton, and there's a bit of copyright information there. So that is the book. It's called Fantasy Adventures. It's by Eric Messenger, and I believe that he's done a few other ones as well. It's published by Design Originals, so it is really good paper. It's not CreateSpace, it's not Amazon published, and it's all perforated and beautiful. So brilliant book. Again, thank you to Susan for sending it. Right, let's have a look at these Graphmaster pens then, finally. Let's have a look. Hi, Kate. Yeah, exactly, Emily. Get yourself an inexpensive book, something off Amazon, something that's cheap, or even something just out of the local, shop, kids colouring book, whatever. It's really good to use these cheap kids colouring books to actually practice your really hard techniques. So say you're wanting to practice a galaxy background, practice it on a kids colouring book. You're not spending a lot of money then to practice. Whereas some people go straight into the illustration and then they come out and they're disappointed. Use these cheaper colouring books as your sort of practice books. That's what I'd say anyway. So let's have a look at these paints that we did at the start of the video. Now, as you can see, there's some areas that have come off, and that's because I put something over it by accident while it was drying. But if we just put them in the light now that they're dry, you can see how super opaque they are. Beautiful colours, but again, with that pearly sort of mixture in there as well. So absolutely gorgeous. Now let's try these Graphmaster pens. I'm going to put something behind this on my sketchbook. So let me just find something. Let's use this big massive piece of cardboard. Okay, so this is the Graphmaster alcohol based ink pen set, and this is the set B pastel 12 set. Now apparently on the back there are 124 colours, so it is quite a comprehensive set of alcohol markers, this one. It's not one that I've ever heard of before, which is quite surprising because I seem to have heard, I thought I'd heard of everything in the colouring world by now, but haven't heard of these. It says that they're dual tips, they're brilliant colours, they are fine at one end and broad at the other, they're quick drying and they're water permanent. Now the colours have been carefully selected for illustrations, layouts, designs, storyboards, graffiti and manga. So, just emptying them all out. So again, these are the pastel colours. Put them all to one side and we're going to go by the colours that are on the box and see what we've got. So first of all, number 49. So these are numbered, but they're not named. So let's have a look. So number 49 is this one here. This is what they look like. They are triangular shaped, very soft triangle shape. They've got grips on the lids, and then they've got a chisel and a bullet indication at either end. So that's what we've got. Oh, they do have names, sorry. They do have names. It's printed on this sticker on the back. So this is Barium Yellow and this is number 49. So let's test this out. So here's the chisel. And as you can see, beautiful smooth colour as you'd come to expect with alcohol pens, and then you've got the thinner end on the other side. Now I think that you can get these from Amazon. I've not looked properly, but you probably can. You can pretty much get everyone, can't you? Yeah, kids colouring books, why not? Definitely. Debbie, hi Debbie. Sorry, I'm just going through these comments. I'm really, really bad at doing this. Yeah, I don't think anyone's... Oh, Jackie, really? Oh, thank you so much. Jackie sent me some stickers. Amazing, thank you. Oh, that's incredible. I'm so excited now. You didn't have to do that, honestly. I would have bought some. It's fine. Oh, thank you. I'm really, really excited. I've gone all hot. This is how sad I am about materials and colouring. So I've gone all hot and sweaty now. Thank you, though. Okay, right, next one. I've got to compose myself now. This is how excited I get. It's ridiculous. 37. This is the colour Pastel Yellow. $24.98 on Amazon. Do you know what? That's not too bad. You're getting 12 decent colours, alcohol ink. Hopefully they'll all blend together. We'll give it a go. 37 this is. What did I say it was called? Pastel Yellow. So that to me looks almost identical to the first colour. It's just a little bit darker, I think. Let's let it dry and see what happens. But I think that this one is a much more sunny yellow. So we'll see. Next colour is 25, which is called Salmon Pink. Yeah, it's a lovely sort of very light coral seashell-y pink colour. Next one, number 26. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much. I'll probably just put them on everything, to be honest. It would be literally everything I colour is going to have stickers on it now. So your son is 12. Yeah, my kids don't really colour with me. We do it sometimes. It's not something that they're super into, but... My son's 12 and 9, so they've got their own interests now. So this one is 26. It's called Pastel Peach, and it's a very, very light colour. Probably the best colour to do for skin tone basing, I'd say. Basing, is that a word? I don't know, it is now. Right, number 7. This is Pastel Rose. Yeah, definitely a new addiction. It doesn't take a lot, to be fair, Sammy. It doesn't take a lot to get me addicted to something. So Pastel Rose, but it's really very deep, this colour. It's beautiful. It's like an orangey rose. Next one is number 17, which is this here, and it's called Pastel Pink. I'm not having any more kids either, Emily. I've got 2 boys. That's all I wanted. Even when I was a kid, I wanted 2 boys. That was my sort of little girl's dream. And I got what I wanted. But you know what, to be honest, as the years go by, I find myself wanting a girl, you know. And I don't know why, because I've got plenty of little girls in the family, and do you know what the difference is between girls and boys? I don't want to offend anyone, but boys are really clingy, they're really loving, they're really dependent on their mummy, and the girls that I've found, they're really independent, they get really mardy really quickly, have these massive tantrums. So I don't know really why it is that I want a girl, but do you know what I think it is? It's because I want to see my husband have a daughter. Do you think that's really weird? Like, I know, like, he's super protective of the boys. He's an amazing dad. But I think with a girl, I think dads with girls, it'd just be super like so much more protective. That'd be his little girl. He's not going to let anyone mess with her. Like, I want to see what he'd be like as a dad to a girl. So, yeah. Mandy, a 15-year-old boy. Yeah, isn't it funny about boys? They're just much more loving than girls. Right, what's the next colour? 84. So this is Pastel Violet. Yeah, it's not going to happen though, because my husband, he can't have kids anymore. We made it so that he can't have children anymore, because we just wanted the 2 boys. And to be honest with you, it's not something I probably definitely want. I mean, having another baby, with my anxiety and stuff like that, I don't know if I would, I don't want to say I wouldn't be able to handle it, because I'd handle it, I'd cope with it, but like, I just think now that my kids have started growing up a bit, I've got a bit more freedom, a bit more space to sort of do my own thing. I haven't got them as reliant on me, because sometimes, you know, I don't feel like coping very well with my own issues. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think having another baby would be ideal for me anyway. But yeah, it's just one of those things, I think. Next colour is, what have done 84? 77. Yeah, exactly, Mandy. It's like, we'd be fine if I got pregnant somehow. Obviously, I'd be fine. I'd look after it. I'd love it to bits. You know, it's just that if we're being totally realistic, I just don't think it'd be very good for me to have another kid. Does that sound selfish? Oh, that's such a shame, Emily. But obviously, there's all different things you can do. I don't know if you wanted to, surrogates, things like that, adoption. Sorry, just reading the comments. Yeah, they are. We are totally blessed, Sammy. The boys are amazing. They're absolutely amazing. And he loves them to bits. He never thought he'd be a dad. He's older than me, a lot older than me. He never thought he'd be a dad. And they mean everything to him. Okay, the next colour is 67. And that's Pastel Blue. Oh, congratulations, Debbie. I actually, in a way, I can't wait for my kids to have kids, so that I can just have the babies that look like them when they were babies, and it'll remind me of what they were like, and I think it'll be amazing. But at the same time, I don't really want them to have a family young like I did. I think I want them to live their lives a bit before they settle down. Okay, the next colour is 68. Yeah, sensible, exactly. That's the word I was looking for, really. 3-year-old grandson calls you Obama. That's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, my kids are 12 and 9, and so this is 59 pale green. So my eldest is in the first year of secondary school, and my youngest has got another couple of years left to go of primary school. And this final colour is yellow green. Now then, what we're going to do is we're going to see how well these blend, because I did try it a little bit on that illustration in the book, but I didn't really have a lot of space to do what I wanted to do, or, you know, I just wanted to block colour it really. Yeah, okay, so let's try and do a bit of blending. Now that these two have dried, there is a subtle change between them, a subtle difference. This one's a bit brighter, this one's a little bit more ochreish, but it's really difficult to tell, to be honest. They are very, very similar. Let's try and do some blending. Right, I'm going to start off with the Pastel Peach. Let's move this up out the way. So we've got Pastel Peach. And then we've got the Salmon Pink. They look quite close together in tone, so we'll see how they blend. So I'm going to go back in with the previous colour and try and just blend it out a bit. Oh, thanks, Christy. This is incredible, you know, I'm loving this live stream thing. I can't believe I'm so late to the party. There's so many people doing live streams and I'm just popping up like 3 years later. Okay, so we've tried those two. They blend really nicely together. They're still wet at the moment, so we'll just wait and see for them to dry. Let's try some more colours. So I'm wondering if we can get this into that first yellow. Let's add a little bit more colour. And we'll go in and see what that looks like. Okay, so comprehensive school or secondary school. Okay, let me just, I'll go through the whole schooling thing because I know it's really different to how people in America do it and other places in the world. So basically, we start off with our kids going to nursery at 3 years old, but that is optional. You don't have to go, but they can from 3 years old. You can also put them in private nurseries from any age, so when they're born if you wanted. But the normal age to start nursery is 3. Then once they're 4 and a half, they have to start school, and that's obligatory unless you're home educating. So 4 and a half, they start what we call primary school. Now primary school starts from 4 and a half and it ends at 11. And some places in the UK have infant and junior schools instead of the primary school. So the infant school and the junior school are 2 different schools, but they are within the same ages as the primary. So it just depends whereabouts you are in the country and different places and stuff like that. Okay, see you soon. Thanks for watching. Then when you finish primary school at age 11, you start secondary school or comprehensive school, and that is from age 11 to 16. Now the years are really weird. You in America, you have, like, we're in grade 1 or 2nd grade or whatever it is. When we start school at 4 and a half, the first year is called the reception year. So you would say you're in reception class. Then you start in year 1. Then year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Year 6 is the last year of the primary school. And then when you go into secondary school, you start at year 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last year is year 11. Now, it's obligatory. I sound like some sort of government person, like, describing all of this. It's obligatory now in the UK to stay on in education until you're 18. So you either have to go to 6th form, which is like an extended school, extended comprehensive school, or you have to go to college, and then you can go to university after that. So there you go, that is the Colour with Claire official UK schooling system. Right, okay, let's try and do some more blending. Let's go with this really nice bright. No, it's not Sammy. I left when I was 16, but it's gone to 18 now. My brother's just done his GCSEs. He's got one more exam to do on Friday, and then he gets his results in August, and he's going to start sixth form in September. So, is this on screen? Yep. So we're trying this colour here. This is number 7. And then we'll go into number 17. You know, I think you're around about the same age as me, Sammy. When we were in school, do you know our GCSEs, it was all A, B, C, D, wasn't it? Now it's all weird. Now it's numbers and stuff like that. It's gone all strange. So I was getting my brother to tell me what's the equivalent between A, B, C and like 5, 8, 9 or whatever it is that they do now. Right, so I've mixed these two colours together. They've gone really, really nicely together. I'm going to try and add some purple. So this is the Pastel Violet. So I'd be really interested actually to know what other people's schooling systems are in other countries. I home educated my kids for 2.5 years because I was really sort of disenfranchised with the whole school system, and I only really put them back in because my youngest Max has got autism, and he was not coping well with not having the structure, and to be honest he wasn't listening to me. I think he copes well listening to other adults that's not his parents, and he learns better that way. So he went back into school, and then my eldest decided to try it, and they've been in school ever since. But I've always said, if you want to come out, I'll do it again. I absolutely loved home educating. Okay, now we're going with the pale blue violet. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I thought school went on long enough when we were there, Sammy, but another 2 years. I mean, now I look back at it, if I could do it all over again, I'd do as much education as possible. But you know, when you're there at the time and you're 16, you just want to leave school and get a job, don't you? I mean, I went to college for a year, but as I say, I just got to that point where I just wanted to go and earn money and I couldn't be arsed learning anymore. And that's just what you like when you're young. It is that kind of thing where you wish you could impart your knowledge now onto yourself back then, but... Right, so I've got the purple. Now let's see if we can go straight into blue. So these, even though they're pastel, they're not very, very subtle. They're really nice bright colours, and they're very juicy as well. So just seeing if we can get a nice blend on this. Not too bad, I suppose. And from the blue, we can then go into this kind of aqua colour, which is the turquoise blue. I love how easily alcohol markers blend. No skill or anything whatsoever. So with the turquoise blue, hopefully we'll be able to get into green. Let's try that. Gonna try the lighter green, I think. So is this the kind of thing you want to see more of in my channel? Because I'm always worried that I'm going to bore people and I'm coming on doing these streams and it's just me swatching colours. So is this the kind of thing you want to see? You just want to see me pop on and have a chat with you while I'm messing around? I mean, I'm still going to be doing my reviews and tutorials and stuff like that, because I am a lot more comfortable doing pre-recorded videos. But I do like chatting to you because I never know what to say when I'm on my own. This is the yellow green number 48. Oh, do you know what, Emily? The homework is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. My son, he has so much to do now that he's in big school. And do you know what? When you're in the last year of primary school, so year 6, you have to do exams called SATs, SATs. And it basically they're useless, but all they're doing is showing the secondary school sort of whereabouts you are levels wise, what you know, how good you are basically. But they really, really stress the kids out incredibly. My son was so stressed, he was anxious, and it went on for months and months where all they were doing in class was practicing SAT papers, past SAT papers, practicing. They weren't even doing PE or art anymore. I was straight in school, I was emailing them, telling them, stressing the kids out is ridiculous. Anyway, they have the SATs and then they go away for a week to the Isle of Wight on a trip just to chill them out a bit, which is good, but in the first instance they shouldn't be that stressed that they're having to go on a trip to like de-stress. They're only 11. But yeah, now that he's into big school, the homework's ridiculous. And to be honest with you, I'm quite worried how it's going to affect Max. Shane is really sort of quite adept at dealing with things, but Max with his sort of autistic tendencies, I don't know how he's going to cope with SATs. But as I told Shane, I'll just tell Max, do your best, don't worry. I mean, even with handwriting now, if you haven't got the style of handwriting that the curriculum says you've got to have, that brings your SAT mark down. And it's ridiculous. Let me show you what kind of writing they have to do. Just do it on the back of here. So every single letter has to start with a curl. So like if you're doing an A, it has to start with a curl like that and finish with a curl. Every single letter. And if your writing isn't neat like that, if it's not like basically how you'd expect an adult, I mean even adults have crap handwriting, but do you know what I mean? It has to be perfect. If not, it will bring your whole score down. So kids, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Right, so I'm trying to blend this yellow and green a little bit more. Just looking at the comments, one sec. Yeah, it's too much pressure. It's too much pressure. They're just babies. You know, in Sweden and Norwegian countries, they don't even start school till the 7. And then they only go from about 10 in the morning till about 2 in the afternoon. And they are miles and miles ahead of our kids. It's just, we're teaching, I've got a lot of, opinions on this, being homeschooler and stuff. But we're starting the kids off too early. And all it is the government just... They started off putting kids in school at 4.5 because we needed to get parents into work, not at home looking after the kids. So it's not done from their best interests at all. But we start them too early. I mean, we're trying to make them read and write earlier and earlier at like 2-3 years old now, and the brains just they're not ready for it. If you start them at 7, they pick it up like that because the brain is ready to learn it. Okay, I think we've actually blended all of the colours, just looking through. So what we could do is we could bring that bit, can you see what I'm doing here? Sorry, I'm off blooming camera again. Right, okay. So what we could do is just get some more of this yellow and bring it in to those very light colours, and then we've got a whole seamless blend with every single pen. Hi Claire. God, my voice went then. So it starts at 6 at Germany. That's fine. That's brilliant. That's how it should be. Let them be babies, for God's sake. Let them play with blimmin' toys that light up and, bits of paper and stuff that, let them experiment with, let them be babies. That's what I say. All right, Jackie, I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that, It depends how Max is going to handle it at the time, because he could totally surprise me and be fine with it, because he's super, super clever, Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Emily. What was he diagnosed with? Autism? My son hasn't actually been officially diagnosed. The paediatricians, the doctors, they've all said, we think it's probably this. But he hasn't had like a proper assessment in a centre with people writing things down, and you know what I mean. So I just say he's autistic now because I know that he is. I know that he is. We all know our kids. We all do the research and the reading up, and we all pour all of our time into finding out. And doctors just sat there in the chair for 5 minutes don't. So we all know. ADHD. Yeah, it's difficult when you've got a parent that's one parent that's got completely different sort of opinions to another. Get that? Really? They said everything will be on the computer. I mean, it's true. Look at doctors' handwriting. I mean, if anybody's kid became a doctor, we'd all be incredibly proud, wouldn't we? It's like one of the best things your kid can do. My son's a doctor. My daughter's a doctor. And yet their handwriting is ridiculous. So, you know, it's just, it's pressure that's so unnecessary on these little minds. It really does my head in. Yeah, I just tell mine to do the best. Yeah, there's no medication for Max, actually. He's got PDA, which is parental demand avoidance, and it's a fairly new sort of branch to autism. And basically, he really, really struggles with demands. He has to be in control. That's his thing. So yeah, there's no medication or anything for it. You just have to learn to live with it and deal with it best you can. So we've done our Graph Master alcohol pens, which are these here, very, very kindly sent to me from Susan Howard. As I'm still there, I just had a call, sorry. So we've done our Graph Master alcohol pens, which are these here, very, very kindly sent to me from Susan Howard. As I just sort of declined it straight away. The Fantasy Adventure colouring book, again from Susan Howard. Thank you for sending this to me. And also we had the Spiroglyphics Around the World book and the Chimera Pearl Colour Paints. As I say, I hope you can still hear me. If I have gone off, it's because of a phone call. And thank you so much for watching the stream and chatting to me, and I'll see you very, very soon. Right, how do I turn this thing off?